group, like we use current employee, current student, but there's all kinds of different variations on that, and you know, sometimes I feel like we're just trying to wander through the forest without really knowing where we're going. Well, how do you deal with contract staff? How do you do it? I mean, you know, like there's people on campus that need access to wireless that don't need access to anything else. I mean, you know, the guidelines around that would be very helpful, I think.
Okay, yeah, and certainly it almost breaks down into a case-by-case basis in terms of that application and how can it be provisioned. Certainly there's an opportunity to do real-time provisioning and account setup in this context, and that's great. But we know there's other services like LMS services that require a enrollment and pre-provision step before you can even use them. Well, one of the things we've been excited about in the context of the desire to learn use case is that the provisioning there has already been figured out. If we can delegate out and distribute the authentication, well, that should make it easier for the user, because right now they're going to get that other user ID that they need in the BC campus identity stack, and we're feeling good about that because there's a provisioning step figured out. It's like already done. Now, as we pull on new services, and I'm talking about this with Dean Crawford, we've got to make sure that that identity management capability around provisioning is catered to in the context of introducing the service. Now, Chris, I don't know if you've got anything to add in here around SCIM or any of that emerging work, or if we could benefit from that. But
there's actually a point that I'd like to touch on in response to that, and that is that going forward, we see CAF is not just about delivering these services, but also creating a community among the members. And today we have a listserv, which is useful, and people ask questions over the listserv, and it's very responsive. But going forward, when we roll out a new portal, a new website, that needs to be a very rich community environment, where if you have a question, let's say, about a particular application,